Hey everybody, Kelly Wagner, publisher of Edge Magazine. We are just finished off season 21 of The Blocks, and I met this special friend named Rico Austin. He is an entrepreneur. He is a tequila. What do you call yourself when you
aficionado or
aficionado?
connoisseur?
Oh, I like connoisseur and aficionado.
Okay.
He is an author, and he is an all-around amazing guy to meet. So let's jump into another episode on the Edge Network and Kelly being curious and meeting amazing people wherever she goes. Rico, welcome to the show. How are you?
Great. Thank you, Miss Kelly, for having me on. Yes, it's been an incredible, grueling week, hasn't it?
It has. But from Tulsa, what did you learn this week on the blocks? Like, tell me a little bit more about that.
I learned how much I don't know. One thing on scaling my business back to make it more efficient was probably the biggest thing in every little detail.
Yeah.
So what about you?
There was just so lean. Day one, oh my gosh, it was just like, right? I'm a marketer, and what's really interesting about it, and as you guys know me, so I worked for a small business for 17 years. I've worked for large businesses and small businesses. I know things, but I don't know what they're called. So like Wes would say things, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's the sweet spot, or that's this, or that's that, and I didn't have the proper names. So it was a really lovely week of a lot of connecting the dots, but really, you guys, just a little behind the scenes. What would really happen, we would have a class for a couple hours and then get 15 minutes and then come up with a presentation. So hats off to all the people that in the blocks or any situations in life that have to go from like learning something really fast to actually presenting it in front of a full camera crew, mic'd up, and with a judge and questions. So I just really interesting experience, and I really loved it. And hats off to Wes and team, because it was a great experience.
Yes, I agree. The terminology, I hadn't heard a lot of this terminology, but it's the same thing, some of the practices I've done, but not as efficient probably, because I too have my MBA in international business and my PhD in tequila. So, but this week was incredible. When we arrived on Tuesday and went through the orientation, all that, I'm thinking like, what the heck did I get myself into?
No, you did great. So actually on the first day, what they do is you mingle together, you come together, and this beautiful man had all these tequila stickers. So of course, Kelly, being the curious girl that she is, walks up to him and says, Rico, there's a story there. And he's like, oh, Miss Kelly, yes, there is. So here we go. You have how about this? Let's talk about the book and then the tequila, because the book came and then the tequila came.
That's correct.
So your book was published back in 2010, and it's called My Bad Tequila. Can we get it on Amazon?
Yes.
Beautiful, you can get it on Amazon. And I have a feeling it is quite the story. Give us a little sneak peek.
Well, I'm very proud of the end result, but everything in between, a little questionable. But I started writing it in 2007. I was a compulsive gambler, and I gave up gambling and in April of 2007, and then went through the healing process. And then in December 2007, I started writing again. My love of writing came in and replaced my gambling. And I just couldn't get this spring break trip that I took in 1985 out of my head. A lot of fun things happened, a lot of horrible things, and it really changed my life.
So back in 85, you get on a bus for spring break in Idaho, you end up in Mexico, and what happens?
It was the cheapest spring break trip you could get, $235 on this blue bus with a one of them bathrooms hooked up on the back.
Like a porta potty?
Yes, a porta potty
awesome.
hooked on the back of the bus. And
so did you get to go in it while you were driving? Or
no, you had to stop.
Over?
Yeah,
okay.
You had to convince the bus driver you had to go bad enough. And then everyone line up and crawl. They set up some steps, and
Oh, Rico, you'd need tequila for that.
Right. And so anyway, we got down to Mexico. It was my first time ever being in Mexico, and we actually went through Phoenix. First time I've been in Phoenix, and I ended up living there later on, moving. But anyway, went down there, and a girl came up missing. I was the last one seen with her. And
were you doing naughty things with her?
Pardon?
Were you doing naughty things
Well,
with her?
we had been boyfriend and girlfriend at Boise State, and I didn't know that she was going to be on this trip.
Oh,
and,
okay.
So anyway, that's part of the story too.
And you said it's about 80% real, 20% a little zhuzhed up, and sounds like a fascinating read.
Right, yeah, 80% completely true, 20% I had to fill in the blanks because of all the tequila and blacking out. And so it's considered fiction, but it's a lot of memoirs and has photos of I and my family and me growing up, and then a few pictures of when we were in Mexico on that break. And I was a walk-on football player at Boise State, so I have that pictures too. And I was arrested. There's a picture of me.
Is your mugshot in there?
Yes, my mugshot's in there. And
page 172 is Rico's.
yeah, it's mystery, mayhem, murder, margaritas. It's
and so much more.
Yeah, it's got the whole thing in there.
Okay, you guys, My Bad Tequila, you can buy Rico Austin. You can get it on Amazon. Okay, let's rock. Let's go over to the tequila.
Okay.
Come on.
Anyway,
Tell us about the tequila. Like, you go from My Bad Tequila to now Tequila Aficionado.
Right.
3 times.
Yep. Yeah, and those are 2 of them. Yeah, record 3 times in 2023.
So this must be some pretty good tequila.
Right. Yeah. When I was doing book signings, I went down to Cabo. I was doing book signings in Cabo, and I ended up meeting 2 of the co-founders, Mike and Jay. And Jay has a bar called Cabo Lounge, and Mike has Miguel Locals. And I had lined up book signings at both of their bars, restaurants. And that was my wife's idea. You know, she goes, man, with that book, you should have book signings in bars and restaurants instead of the traditional libraries and bookstores. And it ended up being great. People were like, yeah, I never went to a book signing. But
like, man, I'm doing an event in 3 weeks, and I would love if you did a book signing and a tasting at our event.
So anyway, I met both of them. They already knew each other. At that time, Cabo was a smaller community. It's really blasted out the last 10, 15 years. So we stayed in contact. I was living in Arizona at the time. Jay eventually moves there. We stay in touch. And then Mike moves there. And Mike has this idea of a bottle shaped like the Baja Peninsula upside down. And we have the tag word "sip out of Cabo," because there's Cabo and that's Baja. So you have Tijuana and Mexicali up here, and then that's Highway 1. You have the Pacific Ocean and the Sea of Cortez.
Okay.
And our stories on the back.
On the back. That's a beautiful bottle.
Thank you. Yeah, we Mike asked me, interested. All 3 of us were tequila guys, and I said absolutely. My wife's a graphic artist, so we gave her the idea. She went to work on it, and I went down to Mexico, and we have an artist friend, Sylvester, that's a artist genius. So he made us this paper mache thing about the size of 7. He figured out 750 milliliters. So then I brought it back to my wife, and then she started doing her things. And incredibly enough, we won Bottle of the Year the same month that our first bottle came out in December of 2022.
So let's give her, just because you were telling me, like, so we were talking about tequila and his amazing tequila. And tell me about, give us a little schooling on tequila, because there's a huge difference. It's not like it's not just plastic bottle and glass bottle, but there's like this huge difference in tequila. Give us a little information.
And Miss Kelly, you're completely correct. Yeah, when I was doing the book signings, everyone was wanting to do a shot with me, and so I got to be known as Mr. Tequila.
Yeah.
And once in a while, someone would buy me a nice shot. I'm like, wow, what a difference, rather than one throw down in your stomach, almost just wants to throw it back out.
Like, what did you
this
just
was
do to
like
me?
Incredible.
Yeah.
And so I started paying more attention, and screw them Jose Crevel, shots, well shots coming right out. It's like,
Yeah.
man, I want the good stuff. So I started educating myself a little bit and eventually got my PhD. But all three of us founders, when we decided to look for our tequila, we spent a year going from distillery to distillery to distillery. We would come back, I think we went down there like 4 different times for like 2 months at a time, and none of the three of us could ever agree upon the tequila. My buddy Jim Riley, that founded Azuñia Tequila, of who I wrote a book about, Baja Loco, he was a Baja racer. He goes, Rico, I know you guys are having a hard time finding the right tequila. Go down to El Viejito, Juan Yunez. I'm like, I never heard of that. We went down there, sat at the table. We all three had some. We looked at each other and like, oh wow.
Ding, 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 ding. We've got our winner.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Okay, well, you actually have samples for us to try.
Yes.
Right?
This is our Reposado.
Okay.
And what it is, it's rested for 4 months in white oak whiskey barrels.
Okay.
And this is a sipping tequila. You smell it, take in the aroma.
Oh,
look
wow.
at the legs. Yeah, it's like nectar. It's like a fine cognac.
It's very, very smooth.
Yeah, it's the way tequila is supposed to taste. We use only 8-year-old mature Blue Weber agaves, and a lot of the.
Do they sing to them, and do they make sure that they're happy? Just kidding.
Well, here, salute.
Salute.
Oh man, after 5 days of hard studying, this is just what I needed.
It's really earthy.
Yeah.
And it's really smooth. I'm not like bracing right now going, oh, right?
Yeah, I can't
Oh,
wait for the next one.
absolutely lovely.
Yeah, after we get done with this podcast, we're gonna pour a couple more and celebrate finishing our series here on the blocks.
Now, is it room temperature? Is it, can you have it chilled? Like, what's the optimal way of drinking it?
Personally, it's
you just crack the bottle open and just go for it?
However you like it.
Do you do the salt and the lime and just kind of do that?
That's what you do for the bad tequila.
Okay, because I didn't feel like I wanted that.
No, with this you don't. Yeah, I would be offended if, but the way I look at it, you know what? If you buy it, however
It's
you
yours.
enjoy it, yes. But me, I prefer room temperature.
Yeah.
Or if a lot of people keep it in their freezer.
Yeah.
Because it won't freeze, and you take it out, and it's delicious that way too.
Sure.
Really chilled.
What about making margaritas out of it? Does that make you clinch and go like that, or does it make the best the margaritas that you'd ever think about?
It's funny you mention that. My wife
kinda
Connie
intuitive.
makes the margaritas, but I beg her, use the plata, and the plata is the expression that tastes the most like the agave, because once it's distilled, then they bottle it. It's not rested in white oak whiskey barrels. So, but I try to keep a couple of bottles of the cheap stuff around. It's like, here, make your margaritas with this. But it does make a difference in the margaritas. So if we want a really good margarita, you make it out of great tequila, plata tequila.
Oh my goodness. That's like a very, very lovely.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So
we have the best tequila. There's without a doubt, that.
Well, I mean.
Yeah,
and the big boys agree with you. So
yeah.
right?
Yeah, we've been very blessed, very lucky. I like what Henry Ford said: the harder I work, the luckier I get.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so give us, what are the 2 things about tequila, or even your tequila, you think that our listeners need to know about?
Well, the most important thing
outside of just to buy yours and don't buy others.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's 3,700 brands of tequila out there.
Oh my goodness.
And only 135 of us are certified non-additive. And what that means, we don't throw in any vanilla, added sugars, colorings, flavorings.
Tastes earthy. It was very clean and very, very earthy.
Yeah, this is how the old distilleries made tequila, and there's a lot of information from doctors saying that if it's certified non-additive tequila is the most healthy of all the spirits, wines, and beers. Taken in moderation.
I was about to say, we have some nutritionists that were in the blocks. I'm sure they would give you a high five on that. So basically, what you're saying is, if you are going to indulge in an adult beverage in spirits, that is that's the gold standard. And your liver thanks you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that tequila. Oh, okay. Then it's okay.
Yeah, if it's non-additive. Otherwise, that if you're using agaves that are 2 and 3 years old, they're not mature.
Right.
And so to make it taste like tequila, guess what they have to do?
Sugar.
Add sugar content.
And we were talking because I know a little bit about tequila, and I was like, well, what about this brand? What about that brand? He's like, oh, there's so much sugar in this, and that's just a name.
Yeah, we can't say the brand.
Oh, we're not going to say the brand.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I was dancing around it. Oh, believe me, we don't want to get taken off the air for that.
Right.
But a lot of brands that I knew as the limited knowledge on tequila that I was like trying to show off to him.
Yeah.
He just started laughing at it. So then I knew that I was with a true connoisseur of tequila. Well, oh my goodness.
Yeah, in fact, that's kind of how we hit it off.
Yeah.
When you found the sticker, he goes, "Man, I love tequila. It's my favorite." I'm like, "All right, sister, we have to talk."
Let's rock and roll. Okay, how do people find your tequila?
Go to our website, Bajarriba.com.
Spell
and
that,
Baja,
please. Spell that.
We Bajarriba. And what it is a word we made up. It's Baja, which means below, and Arriba meaning up, so bottoms up. And what's incredible...
How many tequilas did you have before coming up with that name and everything? None? Those were sober moments?
Yep, this is what we decided on. And if you notice, the A separates South Baja and North Baja, and the A shares Baja and it shares Arriba.
There's a lot going on with that bottle.
Yeah, we've
and they're collector's items, aren't they?
Yes. What's amazing is at charity events, the empty bottles have sold as much as $300, more than the full ones. So, and then
that doesn't make sense.
Cool little
Rico, that doesn't make sense. That's really cool.
Tres Cabo Amigos.
If you want to, and that's where
that's
you guys
Mike,
are. Oh my gosh,
Rico, and Jay.
I'm connecting the dots this week. There's a lot of dots being connected.
Yeah, and what's really strange is Mike's no longer in it, but another guy got involved.
We're still giving him homage.
And his name is Mark. So it fit perfect.
So it's great.
The shirts we didn't have to redo or anything, and everyone's happy.
Oh my goodness, that's fantastic.
But Mike is still
so
hanging out with us. So let's give
call-outs to all your partners. Say hi.
Yeah. Hello. Hey Jay. Hey Michael. Hey Mark. Hey Tom.
And let's give a little love to your wife, because your wife.
Oh, Connie. That's her deal. Yeah. And she's actually mentioned in this one for getting Bottle of the Year, and that's all her. So
that's fantastic.
Kudos, Connie.
Well, I say if you would pour another little shot for us, and then we can cheers. I look at you; you just got all excited. Then we'll cheers, and we'll say thanks to everybody. So first off, My Bad Tequila you can get on Amazon or probably any bookstore in the United States. And then Bajarriba Tequila is, where is it? I know you said southern.
Oh, yeah, good,
US.
thank you for asking.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we are made using 100% Blue Weber agaves, and it's in fertile soil, volcanic soil at 7,000 elevation in Todo Nilco El Alto, which is 60 miles east of Guadalajara in the highlands.
Great.
And we have 3 expressions. This is a Reposado rested 4 months, and then we also have an Añejo, and that tequila is phenomenal. But it has a phenomenal.
Years?
No, I don't have it here, but it's aged for 21 months. Our Añejo is.
Okay.
And we had a single barrel, and we're about ready to bottle another single barrel, and that one will be about 32 months, almost extra nail. I can't wait to taste that. And they're all individually numbered too.
Of course they are.
Yeah. Well, here you go.
Well, thank you. Well, you guys, on behalf of the Edge Magazine, I thank you. I'm so glad that we met. And just again, this is Rico Austin. Book is My Bad Tequila, Bajarriba Tequila. And how do we order it? Can we order it on our website? They just have to be 21?
They go to the website.
Beautiful. Just go directly to them and take care of them.
Yeah.
And cheers.
Cheers. Salute to you.
Salute to you.
To the edge.
To the edge.
Wow. Peace, love, and tequila.
Wow. That is so incredibly yummy.
Yeah, that's the way tequila's supposed to taste.
Well, other stuff, shit. You guys, check out your local Edge Magazine. We are in coast to coast, Maui to Washington, D.C., edgemagazine.net. Check out the Being Curious show and all the fun things that we've got going on. Thank you so much, Rico, for letting us be here. Thank you so much for your tequila. And hey, it's Kelly, publisher Edge Magazine, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Miss Kelly.
There we go.
Right on.